Welcome to a nourishing midweek lunch hour conversation with Spokane's newsmakers, thought leaders, and popular entertainers. Spokane Talks Live is brought to you by our friends at Homes for You and Breakthrough Incorporated. Welcome to Spokane Talks Live.
Welcome to Spokane Talks Live. Kent Adams here. Hope you're having a great day. Some of my guests are telling me as they walk in, they're smelling the beautiful trees outside. It's warm. It's sunny. It's summer. Who can complain? And speaking of summer, my first guest is Kate Hudson from Visit Spokane. We're going to talk about all the great things going on in July. You almost said June because we're in June, but in July. And then Nichole Mischke from Nichole Mischke Uncovered. Perhaps you remember her on the Fox 28 Morning News, is going to be here to talk about what she has learned in the last few years and what she's been going through. A really interesting story. And then Tom McArthur will be here to talk about the Valley Heritage Museum. Next on Spokane Talks Live.
Washington and Spokane voters are famously independent, voting for the person and not the party. Voters want to know the person behind the policy. Interested in learning more about your candidates? That's why we created Meet the Candidate. Join host Sulani Madsen as she interviews 2018 election candidates for local office on the experiences that have shaped their lives. Meet the Candidate is a nonpartisan community project brought to you by our friends at Greater Spokane Incorporated, Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, We Believe We Vote, and Better Spokane. All Meet the Candidate conversations are posted on our website, SpokaneTalksMedia.com.
Welcome back. Kent Adams here with our regular first Wednesday of the month guest, Kate Hudson. But next week, the 4th, it's Independence Day.
It is.
So I don't know about you, but I'm not working that day.
Nope, me neither.
Okay,
I'm off.
Okay. We both agree on that. And last month, Camille was here because
Yes.
you were in New Orleans.
I was.
Right? And
Yes.
you were, what did you do that you told me, yeah?
I ran a 5K
Yes.
while I was there. I was
Okay,
there for a work conference.
So how hot was it?
It was 91 degrees.
And what was the humidity?
I don't know what the humidity was, but it was a lot. At 6:45 in the morning, it was
Oh.
already 91.
Okay.
Ran 3 miles, and I feel like I'm lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Me and the
So the crazy Kate Hudson is here.
yes, me and the Visit California gals.
Oh, Lord.
We're dying on that run
gosh, no.
because we're not used to that kind of humidity.
Well, welcome back. Good to
you.
have you.
Thank you.
There's a lot going on in July.
Yes.
And before we even get to July, on June 30th, something
Yes.
special happens that's happened for a few years
Yes,
here.
I feel like I would be remiss if I did not bring up Hoop Fest.
Yes.
It is this weekend.
But it slops over to the
It
first.
does. It starts, the second day is July 1st. And
Yeah.
it's the world's largest 3-on-3 tournament.
Yes.
And you've probably noticed if you've been downtown, they've been setting it all up. And it is huge. It's 42 blocks. 250,000 people will be crammed
that's
into.
all.
That's it. They'll all be
Some of
crammed
our
into
closest
downtown
friends.
Spokane. I know. And the energy level is stunning. And new this year, they will be doing the basketball tournament. It's called the TBT.
Okay.
And it's a winner takes all $2 million cash prize. But the West Region games will be held Friday. This Friday at Lewis and Clark High School, and we've got it's a 5-on-5 basketball tournament.
Wow.
Gonzaga has an alumni team. St. Mary's will be playing as well, and 2 other teams, Utah and I forget who the other one was. But it's going to be a great time. You have to buy a ticket separately for that.
Okay.
It's Friday night. It should be fun. They're going to have a little street party set up outside of Lewis and Clark High School. So
But
take your
to go
family.
to watch a Hoop Fest, there's no cost.
Right.
Except maybe a cold drink or something like that.
Exactly. Maybe I like getting the snow cones.
At least it's not going to be 105
I
as
know.
it was a couple years ago.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Mid-70s.
All right.
Sunny. It should be great. But Hoop Fest is always a good time. And
Yeah.
Visit Spokane is manning all the information booths. I will be working on Sunday at the arena location. So if you want to stop by and say hi, feel free.
Right. Might want to do that.
Yeah.
What's going on at the Bing
Oh,
Theater?
I'm very excited about this. July 2nd, David Cross.
So that would be next Monday.
Yeah, it's his Oh Come On show.
Okay.
He's a comedian, actor, writer, and director, and you probably would recognize him from the show Arrested Development.
Ah, okay.
He played Tobias, and he was hilarious, and I adore him. So
What a
it should
great
be a
show
great
that
show.
was, yes.
So tickets are anywhere from $48 to $54. There are some still available. I checked before I came. So.
All right. You're always on top of this, aren't you?
I try to be.
Okay.
It's my job.
Now, on the 4th of July, we celebrate Independence
Yes,
Day.
so I threw in 4th of July celebrations. There's, of course, Riverfront Park, downtown Coeur d'Alene, and the Coeur d'Alene Casino has a fireworks show going on as well in Worley. So
Have they done that before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so great time had by all.
Yeah,
It's,
and it's all family stuff.
Yes,
so
it's all family stuff. So come downtown. The Rotary Fountain should be back in action. The Carousel's back in action. I know they're trying to get the Sky Ride back in action as well. They're just waiting on some licensing from the state. But it's always beautiful.
Yeah.
And the fireworks show always starts around dusk, which ends up being about 10 p.m.
And we don't have to face the 95 or 105 degree temperatures. It
Right.
looks like we'll have some
I
decent
know.
weather.
I think it's going to be perfect. And we deserve it. It's been a wet and chilly spring.
Yeah, it's been
So-
crazy. Time to eat?
Yes, Crave Northwest is
All right.
happening in July 12th through the 15th at Center Place Regional Event Center. This is the second year that they've done it.
Right.
I don't know if you went last year.
No.
It was a great event. And
But everything I saw about it was great.
yeah, and it looks like it's going to be better than ever this year. After the first run, they've made some tweaks for the second year, and I think it's going to be great. So you can
All
buy
right.
individual tickets to grand tastings. There's also meals. There's demos with some
Now, is that a
celebrity
family
chefs.
event or adults only?
They have drinks and beer and wine, so it's 21 and over.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Then John Fogerty.
Yeah.
Oh, talk about a name from
I
the past
know.
here.
July 17th at Northern Quest Resort and Casino. He was best known for his role with CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. You probably recall those days.
Yes. Oh, right. Okay. You're going to mention dinosaurs next too, aren't you?
No,
Oh, okay.
we won't go that far back. But he'll be
Good, we'll invite you
playing-
back then.
Yeah, he'll be playing at Northern Quest July 17th. Tickets are still available: $49, $59, $79, whatever you choose.
Then there's more happening out at
There
Northern
is
Quest, isn't there?
Their summer concert tour
That's true.
lineup
It's
is fantastic.
It's time to go for that, isn't
Yes,
it?
and this Thursday they have the tomorrow they're doing the I Love the '90s tour.
Ooh, okay.
So they'll have Vanilla Ice, Salt and Pepper, Young MC, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Color Me Bad. It's bad with two Ds.
Okay.
I think they had two hit songs.
You're looking at my report card again?
So that's going back to my generation.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
the
love the
90s was not my generation, okay?
It was
My
mine.
kids, okay. All right.
It's every song that is going to be played tomorrow night at Northern Quest was probably played at all of my awkward high school dances. So I'm
not
aging
quite as awkward
myself.
as the junior high dances, right?
No, the junior high. The junior high was the girls on one side of the gym and the boys on the other, clumped
and the high
together.
school was a little closer.
A little closer.
Yeah, but sometimes still that. Yeah. Isn't it funny when we look back on all that and go, how stupid were we, right? Right? And then
Yes.
you have your own kids because you've got two kids and they're going to be up there
They're gonna do
in
the
another
same
5 or
thing.
10 years and you're going to go, oh, Lord, do I
know,
remember?
I know.
Yeah, it isn't going to be bad, dear. Right.
I am
yeah.
looking forward to them being teenagers so I can embarrass them.
Oh, yes.
You know, by
Oh,
doing
yes.
things like singing in the grocery store aisles.
Yes. Well, and what I do with my son every so often and with his 18-year-old son is, JP, do you want me to talk about what you did at that age? No, Dad. Well, on to the next topic. You know, okay. Then stay off Braden. Don't give him a bad time. So there's a
awesome.
lot of that going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so we also have July 27th, Brad Paisley
Yes.
with Brown and Gray.
Okay.
And that's also part of the Northern Quest Casinos.
Now
Concert
those
tour.
go through like September or something, don't they?
And Willie
Yeah.
Nelson just played.
Right.
They have some big names that come through.
Yeah.
They do a great job. And the facility out there, they've expanded it. They've added seating.
I was going to say, they've been
So
working
it's-
on that.
Yeah, it's huge and it's a great venue. If you haven't been to a concert there, I highly recommend checking it out.
All right. Well, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Where can people get more information?
Visit Spokane.com and click on the events tab at the top.
That's like
of
a
the page.
website, isn't it?
It is. We're high tech. Visit Spokane.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Always good to have you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Is your child having trouble coping with a personal disability, but don't know where to go? Consider our friends at Breakthrough Incorporated. Breakthrough takes great pride in mentoring their DDA clients who have intellectual disabilities and their BRS clients who have challenging behaviors toward the creation of safe, appropriate, ethically sound life goals. They integrate programs at school and home to enrich their lives. They work hard to make a positive difference in you and your family's lives. Breakthrough provides a highly structured, fully staffed residential setting in local neighborhoods, 6 in Spokane and 2 in the Tri-Cities. Diagnoses affect people differently, so their service to each resident is unique, giving them the opportunity to grow and evolve. For more information on Breakthrough, visit their website at breakthroughincorporated.org.
You're really doing it! You're ready to buy a house. You know what you can afford, you've got a pre-approval letter, and you and your partner haven't killed each other yet. Now's the fun part. First, think about your main requirements.
Location,
House type,
square footage,
number of beds and baths,
Garage.
property age,
Then think about specific features.
waterfront,
pool,
local schools,
neighborhood safety,
walking distance to parks.
proximity to a decent Turkish bathhouse.
HO.
From there, input all your search criteria. Min and max prices, number of beds and baths, single fam, multifam, condo, co-op, villa, townhouse, farm, whatever. You can even draw your own custom search around the neighborhood you want. The open house is the most fun you can have in real estate. It's like having carte blanche to walk into a total stranger's house and snoop around while they're not there. Here are a few pointers. First, feel free to step in without knocking or ringing the bell. Unless you see a note saying otherwise, in which case, yes, knock and/or ring. It's generally considered good open house etiquette to wait until a group of buyers leaves a room or area before entering.
What we were talking about. Let's check it out. I know, so.
Listen to what other buyers are saying. They may know something about the property or neighborhood that you don't.
I bet they don't even know they have
Oh,
this.
no. Ask questions about the house, how long it's been on the market, the school district, the property taxes, but keep it cool. Don't give yourself away by sounding too excited.
And the schools in this area are incredible. Woo! They're actually building a brand new one 3 blocks away. What? And it should be open in the middle of next year.
Yeah! Please do not steal. Finally, if there are snacks or refreshments, do not take them. It'll skew your perspective. Unless they're mini quiches. Those little are tasty as hell.
Welcome back. It's a pleasure to welcome to the Spokane Talks team here, if you will, Nichole Mischke. Actually, it's Uncovered with Nichole Mischke.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm doing so well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, for those of you that don't know for some reason, you used to be on quite a bit on Fox 28's morning news show, right? From
Yes.
7 to 9 in the morning.
Yes, uh-huh.
That's better than the 4:30 time, isn't it?
I was on KHQ as well.
Oh,
so I was,
so
it was
both.
5 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Oh,
I was
Lord.
on KHQ and Fox 28 for their morning shows. Yeah.
Okay, so you've had your head examined and come back to a real life, right?
I know. Yeah. That is the hard thing people don't maybe understand about morning television is the schedule is brutal. So
Yeah.
that was a big part of me stepping away. I'm a mom of 2 kids,
Yes.
and it's time to put my family first, get some sleep.
Yes,
and, you
yes,
know,
yes.
So
well, now you left, what, about a month ago, I guess?
it's been about 3 weeks.
3
actually.
weeks,
Very
okay.
new. Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a story to your life and what's been going on that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you have shared on Facebook. And let's talk about that because you're going to end up doing with us, what, an 8 or 10 part series on
Yes,
it as well, which we're
yes.
looking forward to doing because like the issue we did with suicide and so forth, I think one of the things that we can do at Spokane Talks is to talk about and have conversations about some of the things that affect people's lives.
Yes.
And help them get beyond that.
Yes,
okay?
absolutely.
And so what was the issue that you faced?
Yeah, well, something that many people did not know about me until
Right.
just this past year is really when I started talking about it, is that I struggled with bulimia.
Okay.
For almost 10 years. It started in high school and
Okay.
lasted until before I got pregnant with my son. I was about 26 years old when I was finally able to stop. But what's crazy is I hid that for 10 years. I never
Did
told
your
a single
husband know?
person. My husband didn't know. At my worst, I was...
Work didn't know?
No, not a single person.
Wow.
At my worst, I was vomiting 12, 15 times a day in college. It was horrible. And so there was so much shame around that and what I was caught in. And when I finally was able to stop, I was actually more relieved that I had never been caught than I was relieved that I had stopped. So I thought, great, I'll just take this to the grave. No one will ever have to know anything about this.
Right. But what changed that? Because you've come out now
Yeah.
very loudly to talk about the issue with the hope really of helping other people.
Yes, and honestly, that is something that I never expected, was that talking about my pain and my shame would be so freeing and so empowering.
Really?
And it's been such a drastic change in my life that I want to bring that healing to other people and just kind of have this platform with Uncovered with Nichole Mischke, where I uncover stories of pain and shame, because I'm telling anybody watching who is struggling with some sort of secret or an addiction
Yes.
or an eating disorder, you are not alone. That is the first thing that I want to say. I was completely shocked by the fact that when I was struggling with that, I very much felt like I was
You
the
were the
only
only person. Yes,
But
yes.
so many people in my life, some that I've known since middle school, have come forward and said, I was struggling with the exact same thing. So I was actually surrounded by people with the same issue, and none of us knew we were struggling together.
How did that surprise the heck out of you? I
Oh
mean,
my gosh. Yeah, so surprising. And it really was this eye-opening experience to think, like, how many other people are suffering in silence. And you know what it was for me? I was not able to come forward and share my story until I finally met a woman who shared her struggle with an eating disorder.
Really?
And that was like the key. It made me feel safe. I was like, finally, somebody who understands. I'm safe to share with her. And now the people who have shared with me, you know why they shared with me? Because they were like, she understands my pain.
Yes.
So I just have this vision of, like, if we could all get comfortable talking about our pain and the real issues that, you think you're alone, but you're not, how much more set free could so many more people be?
Yeah. Well, I've seen the slogans and everything else about we all carry burdens of one sort or another. We don't know what pain you're going through or what pain I might be going through, whether it be depression. We hear a lot about that. We've talked about suicide and so forth. I mean, there are just a lot of things out there. And we all tend to think that we are, whoever we are, the only one that really is dealing with it that bad.
Yes.
And that's not true.
No.
And when we start to open up and talk with people, it really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. I had someone say to me, the most painful experiences, the most shameful experiences are usually the most universal.
Yeah.
And that's not something that people really tend to understand until you have shared that. And like I said, I mean, I used to be so terrified of anyone ever finding out that about me. But it's like, once you put that out there, you are just free to be yourself, it feels like. It's like, what else could I care about now that people find out about me? And it's just been the most liberating thing. And I just want to bring healing to other people.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It really now opens you up to being available to help other people who are going, oh my gosh, if you're willing, as open and as public as you are, to other people who aren't as public, going, all right, if she can do it, I can talk about it too. And that's really the first step, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It really is. I mean, to find healing, I think talking to somebody, it doesn't have to be publicly like I did on Facebook, but somebody, admit to somebody that you are struggling. And with the eating disorder specifically, I don't know if this has always been, I've had some people say, well, this has always been a problem. But it does seem to me from the people that I've talked to that eating disorders have exponentially increase. And again, I'm not a professional. I don't know the facts. And eating disorders are actually very underreported. So no one really knows how many people are struggling. But I've had mothers reach out to me who have 11-year-old daughters and even sons going to treatment centers for anorexia.
Yeah.
And 11 years old, you know. And partly I think that has to do with social media and all the pressure that kids face today with that. I mean, it's, I have a daughter myself, and you know,
we used to just be bullied at school.
Right.
Now we can be bullied on the internet. I mean, and all that goes with that. Okay, so you're going to be doing a series with us here, starting hopefully in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I hope so. I got to get my act together. I got to get some people lined up to talk to. But yes.
What will be the focus on that? What do you hope to accomplish, and what will be some of the topics?
Yeah, so specifically, I'd like to focus on eating disorders and bring in some specialists, bring in some people to share stories with their experience. I will say the spectrum of the mental illness when it comes to eating disorders is quite large. I was always very, you know, now that I look back, I was very thankful that a lot of times people who struggle with eating disorders, that is just an effect of traumatic events in their past, whether it be sexual abuse, you know, any sort of abuse.
Right, domestic abuse, common. Whatever it might be.
Yes, and for me, mine was very much spurred on by a pressure to be thin. I had a chance.
On TV especially, there's that pressure.
It wasn't so much the TV station. I mean, mine really started in high school. I had an opportunity to do a modeling
agency. But to be popular, to
just
be in with everybody.
Yes, it was very much
high school, especially.
It was very much in a struggle to try to chase after perfection.
Yeah.
And so I was very grateful that I didn't have any of those underlying other traumatic experiences in my past, because I think it did make it a little bit easier for me to overcome. It was still darn hard. I mean, there were times when I thought it was going to kill me. There were times I thought no one will ever be able to help me. And so I do want to kind of show just the range of the struggles there. And, you know, there's some people who have told me they've been in treatment for decades, women who have struggled with this their entire life. And I also want to say this is a men's issue also.
Yes.
So often we classify this as a women's problem, but it's harder for the men to come forward oftentimes. But I would like to highlight that as well, that it's not just women that struggle with
In the
this.
meantime, you have a Facebook page.
I do.
Talk about that. Where can people get more information?
Yes, so I would love anyone who, if this message connects with you, you can find me on Facebook and on Instagram at Uncovered with Nichole Mischke. I am sharing all different stories of pain and shame. I've had one woman who courageously got on and shared her story of having 2 affairs with her husband, and that you can imagine the shame that comes from being that person, right? But there are so many people walking around who are that person, and her message is, you know, you don't need to crucify yourself for this mistake. There is a second chance for you. You can forgive yourself and move on. So
we do make mistakes.
We do. Yes.
I mean, welcome to life.
Yes.
That's part of struggling with life.
I have another woman who's reached out to me who's struggled with opioid addiction. It started with pain medication that she took for a surgery. So, I mean, it's the whole spectrum of shame and pain. Whatever yours is. I have another woman who reached out to me who wants to share her story of having an abortion and the pain that she never expected that came with that. So it's everything. So if you have a story that you would like to share, this is the platform to do that, whether anonymously. I can do so anonymously. Some people don't want their names attached to this. Or if you do want to put a face to it.
Okay. Well, we look forward to this because this is going to help some people, and we know that. That's why we try to do what we do here. So
yes.
Well, welcome aboard. All right.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with actually the voice of Spokane Talks. He does all of our opens and closes, and he's also on the board of the Valley Heritage Musuem. Tom McArthur, right after this.
Thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and a description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Hi everyone, I'm weather forecaster and assignment anchor at Spokane Talks Online, Colin Pittman, and I am honored to be the host of the new program, Spokane's Youth Spotlight, brought to you by Spokane Talks Online and the Spokesman Review, where we are interviewing and getting to know outstanding youth in our community each month. If you'd like to nominate someone in our community that you think should be recognized, that is doing something great here in the region or has an amazing story, visit SpokaneTalksOnline.com or Spokesman.com and look under Youth Spotlight to nominate. And be sure to tune in each month as we find the best in the Inland Northwest.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. Kent Adams here. It's the 27th of June. We're almost into July. Can you believe that? Tom McArthur, how are you?
Hello, sir.
Good
nice
to hear you.
Every time I come here, there's something new, something bigger.
Yeah, and who was it that suggested we put the monitor back here a few months back, right?
Just a little while ago.
Now, I don't remember if it was your idea on the blue curtain, but
I'll take credit,
okay,
sure.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Why not?
You're always taking credit. Hey, Tom, you have a day job with the Spokane Association of Realtors. You're involved in the community on an awful lot of things. And one of your community service volunteer positions is with the Spokane Valley Heritage Musuem. Did I say that correctly?
You did, very well.
Okay, well, good. There's some hope for me. You know, dinosaurs do live through the new technology. And there's something really kind of fun and exciting coming, an exhibit of Natatorium Park. And I think when I say that, of the special you did, what, 15 years ago or so?
About 20 years ago
About
now.
20 years ago. Well, it's what's 15, 20 years ago on KSPS TV on Nat Park. And that was one of the many documentaries that you've done, great documentaries. But what's going on at the museum?
Well, first of all, I bring every good wish from the president of your fan club.
Oh, yeah.
He's watching today, so.
Your mom.
Just wanted to get that out of the way first.
All right.
But yes, the Spokane Valley Heritage Musuem.
Yes.
On which I serve as a board member with all kinds of great people.
Yeah.
We are a different kind of board of directors in that we push the exhibits back every few weeks, and we convene a long table in the middle, and we bring dinner, and we share, and we sit and we talk about what's going on.
Oh, fun.
And it just is an
right
extended,
there in the middle of everything.
Right there in the middle of it all.
Not in some cold office or a meeting room around the corner.
No. Jane Singleton is the director out there, and she just sets a family tone for the whole thing. And hopefully to the guests as well.
Yeah, she would have been here, except she was not feeling or sounding real good this morning,
she lost her voice this morning, which is difficult when you're trying to do a radio interview. Or television interview now, too.
Well, both.
But yes, back in the 90s, I produced Remember When Nat Park for KSPS, Spokane Public Television.
Right.
One of the strongest pledged local programs they've ever put on the air.
Wow, yes.
And as we were talking on the board a year ago at the Spokane Valley Heritage Musuem, what events are happening now in 2018? And it's the 50th anniversary of the closing of the Nat Park.
Wow.
And so we thought, how can we rekindle that history? How can we make it live at least for a few more days?
Right.
And we have found both of the rocket ship ride cars.
Okay.
There were two on the thing that spun around. We found both of those cars, and we are reuniting them for the first time since the park closed in 1968.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the
so you're going to sing have the Elton John Rocket Man song playing or anything?
Well, you could.
Okay.
Flying the North Korean flag.
Yeah. How we wandered.
How we have wandered. But I can say our fundraiser, FUN Raiser, is August 11th from 6 to 10 in the evening.
Okay.
Where we'll have the rocket ship set up where you can sit in them, have your picture taken with them.
Okay.
If you sat in those seats as a child, they're the exact same seats you remember.
Are you kidding me? That's fun.
I talked to one fellow for our TV documentary, and as a child, he remembered going on the rocket ship ride after lunch, which he said was an ill-advised idea.
I was thinking that as you said that.
Because as he was swinging, he was vomiting, and it was like he was doing a strafing run across the crowd.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
So
much for the operator, right?
So much for the operator. Remember When Nat Park documentary will be played at dusk as part of that event.
Okay, good.
We've got recordings of different sounds from the Nat, the carousel, which survives still in Riverfront Park.
Okay.
Some of the train noises, some of the bumper car noises,
Oh,
all
fun.
of those are recorded from the same vintage rides from across the country. And we'll recreate the Nat experience
Oh,
for
fun.
one evening, and that's August 11th.
Now, there must be a cost to this?
To get in, it's a fundraiser, and you can find the details on our website online, SpokaneValleyMuseum.com. We're in the old Opportunity Town Hall, Sprague and Pines in Spokane Valley. That building opened in 1912, speaking of history, the year the Titanic sailed.
Right.
And
the year my house was built.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, you were there to watch it.
Right? Some say so. Thanks, Tom. Is it time to end the program?
It is the last standing town hall in the state of Washington.
Oh, wow.
So we are
Okay.
history enclosed in history.
That's neat.
It really is a treasure out there in the valley. We are open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 4. Admission is $6. There are discounts if you're a senior, if you're a veteran, and if you're a child. But you can think about rekindling your memories of Nat Park. It's going to be staged in July. It'll be up then through the end of the year. And our fundraiser, August 11th, where you can sit in the rocket ship ride and remember your days at Nat Park.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So all this is information is available on a website, I
It
assume,
is.
right?
SpokaneValleyMuseum.com. We're on Facebook under that name as well. And I don't know about what you were like in high school, but I hated history back then. It wasn't my story.
No.
And I've realized that it's all of our stories.
Well, and I've said this before, I wish now that I had sat at the end of the chair with my grandfather and listened to more of the history about the cavalry and everything else that, of course, I'll never get back at this point. He actually died just before my high school graduation. And you're not smart enough in junior high and high school to realize the history that is
Well, you
there
know
for the
everything
taking.
then.
Well, yeah, I've been here since the dinosaurs. So, yeah, right. Okay, well, this is great. This is fun. I know it's especially fun for you because of the documentary that you did, too, the tie-in there.
Yeah, when so many people were saying, I wish that public television would do a documentary on Natatorium Park, and that didn't mean anything to me. I was born and raised on the west side of the state. But they kept coming back to this magical, almost Brigadoon experience of Natatorium Park. Natatorium being the Latin word for pool. It was the first heated pool in Washington state, which actually has its roots back to Washington Territory. It goes back to the 1880s. And so much history is on that place. At the end of the Boone-Astor line, when they had streetcars, you could go there and spend the day. We think we have a lot of people for an event with 50, 60,000 for Balloons Day these days. They had that many people in a day at Nat Park.
Oh, wow. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Well, a lot of history. I love history now that I'm older. Of course, I am kind of historical, or hysterical. I'm not sure which. Some people would argue with that. Tom, thank you for this, and tell Jane to get well.
I sure will.
Okay, and look forward to seeing that the Nat Park exhibit this summer. So,
we'll see you at the
now,
Spokane
when does it
Valley
open?
Heritage Museum. We open again. See, this is why I need to have glasses to look at the small print. August 11th. It runs from 6 to 10 in the evening. Details online, SpokaneValleyMuseum.com, and you are warmly welcome.
All right, thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you, next week. Colin will be back. He was visiting TCU for his freshman year and getting all organized, and he'll be back in the seat here on Tuesday. Have a great week and a great weekend.
Spokane Talks Live is produced in Spokane, Washington by Spokane Talks Online, LLC, which is solely responsible for its content. To recommend a guest or topic, or to see this program again, please visit our website, SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Spokane Talks Live is brought to you by our friends at Homes for You and Breakthrough Incorporated. Join us next Wednesday, noon, for another nourishing conversation on Spokane Talks Live.